Hello and welcome to Filmi Ladies. We are Pitu and Beth, and in this episode, we are going to talk about the 1960 romantic drama Dil Apna aur Preet Parai, which stars Meena Kumari, Raj Kumar, and Nadira. Now, this is a romantic drama that is just chock full of all of these tropes, and I was so busy noticing them that I actually started WhatsApping those tropes to myself. So I'm going to start telling you what all these tropes are. Beth, do you want to keep count?
Okay. Yes.
Okay. So our very first trope is that this is a love triangle. So Meena Kumari is in love with Raj Kumar, and then Raj Kumar is in love with Meena Kumari, and then Raj Kumar is maybe perhaps also a little bit in love with Nadira, and Nadira is in love with herself. So this is a love triangle. Our second trope is, and this is the one I was the most excited about, is that this is a workplace romance. So Raj Kumar is a surgeon, of course, and Meena Kumari is a nurse, of course. And they actually meet at the hospital as colleagues. And I just feel like we get to see so few workplace romances in Hindi cinema, and especially for a movie of this vintage, right? Like it's 1960, and our heroine is like an actual career woman and she's very dedicated to her profession. She's not just like passing the time or anything like that. So I was very excited by the workplace romance aspect of it. So it is a workplace romance between our hero and our heroine. And of course, that is going to make you say, well, what about Nadira? Does she have a calling of some sort? And that brings me to our third trope, which should make Beth so happy because Nadira does not have a job. Nadira doesn't really do much beyond throwing her weight around, but she is a ding, 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 paise wali.
Sure is.
So she's a spoiled rich brat. And as many, many spoiled rich brats in Hindi cinema are, she is an only child, which Beth and I are only children. And as we all know, we're both monsters. And so Nadira is also a monster. It just goes with the territory, you guys. That brings me to our next trope, which is bad parenting. There is a lot of bad parenting.
So much bad parenting.
So much bad parenting in this movie. Yes, there were definitely some moments where the bad parenting in this movie just made me gasp out loud because I was like, what are you doing, woman? I wanted to sit her down and shake her, and we will get into it. This leads me to our next trope. Why is the bad parenting getting in the way of these grown-ass adults? It's because there is an issue of uch neech. So the haves and the have-nots. We cannot have the middle class and the upper middle class mingling when there is a rich person in the mix. And so there is some issues of social advancement. It was giving me some Austen vibes, some social climbing and things like that. This brings us to one of my absolute favorite tropes in Hindi cinema, which is the sad party song. Because one of my favorite things is when you are invited to a party in a Hindi movie and people are celebrating a birthday or a wedding or an anniversary or something that is really important to them. Maybe they've just opened like a big factory or something, or maybe they have just like smuggled so many tons of like charas or something, and they're so flying high on their success, and then some sad sack comes along and sings a sad song about how terrible their life is, and I'm like, you got to read the room. This is not the time and the place for your sad song. But we do have...
In this case, read the boat.
Yes, read the boat. Read the boat. Like, don't be singing your sad song, even though you do look very beautiful and photogenic doing it, and I appreciate your emo-ness, but read the boat. Okay, this brings us to our final trope. I may have missed some others. If I have, Beth, please jump in and tell us some more. It brings us to our rash driving. And then it results in a very happy ending.
It does.
Well, for two people.
So there's another one you didn't name, but I think it could be a sub point under bad parenting, which is before I die, I want to see you married.
Of course. Yes. How did I miss that? Yes. No, but it is also emotional blackmail, which is like an integral part of bad parenting. So yes, thank you for pointing that out.
We also have an orphan.
Yes, we have an orphan who has no one else in the world, Beth, which is why we have to support her.
Right.
This movie had so much going on. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I loved it so much. And I have to say my thank you to our subscriber, Zara. I think her name is Zara. And she's the one that converted me from being this person who absolutely despised Meena Kumari movies to now actively seeking out her films. And I think I am a fan now. I am very much enjoying Meena.
Excellent.
I'm very much enjoying her. I did not see this coming. So
the one good thing to happen in 2025.
Yes. 2026. We're in 2026.
Oh, but you're I think the first Meena episode was back in 2020.
Yes.
So starting it, yeah.
I am learning and growing, Beth.
Yes, very good.
Even if Nadira isn't, someone has to. Okay, so I feel like with the my tropes, I gave away a lot of this movie, but in case some people were not able to connect the dots fully, because there is a lot going on.
There is.
Do you want to give them a quick synopsis and then just jump in?
Yeah, so let me know if I forget anything that's important. We have, as suggested, we have our nurse, Meena Kumari, who is an orphan. And did I understand right that her dad threw himself off a cliff and then her mother threw herself off a cliff?
No, I think she said that her dad was an alcoholic and then her mother died of a broken heart.
But like tried to join him, right? Like I thought it was implied that the mother also.
But did he jump off a cliff?
I thought so. I don't know. Anyway, more bad parenting if so.
That's very dire.
Her dad was a doctor and he was an alcoholic and he caused the death of a patient. He dies. And then her mother joins him, is what the subtitles said.
Either literally or emotionally, we're not sure.
Poor Meena says she always wanted to be a doctor, but she couldn't, so she becomes a nurse. That again, subtitles, I don't know if that's exactly
that's what it said.
Okay. And at this point, I thought to myself, would you not love this even more if Suchitra Sen was playing the nurse? And indeed I would, but this is still quite good. So not a ding, just to like, I actually thought, I'm like, is this a Bengali original? And it was Suchitra Sen like 3 years ago. I could not find any evidence of that, but anyway. So then she goes to this hospital in, where are they?
I think it's at Shimla.
Aren't they on the ocean?
I was very confused by the geography too.
Thank you.
I was convinced that they were in Mumbai.
Yes,
because
me too.
Not only is there the ocean, but in some of the songs, there's like fisher folk.
Yeah, there's all these fishing
dancing
nuts.
with them. Yes, but if you read the IMDb, it says that the hospital is in Shimla. So I was very confused. And when they ask her where she's from in her interview, and she says, I'm from Kulu, which is not that. I mean, Kulu Manali is not that far from Shimla. And she's like, and then I was from this village, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, okay. But then they're also at the ocean. I don't know the geography of
and
this
it's
movie
not,
yet.
I don't think it's just Dream Sequence Ocean, because the first ocean song is all the nurses are on their break and they go and play on the beach, which is very charming. Anywho, geography, schmeography. And then
this reminded me of our Mirzara episode where you and I were getting upset about the lack of visas. And Yash Chopra's ghost was probably like, y'all have never heard of like cinema. I'm an artiste.
Sometimes we have never heard of cinema. It is true. Please listen to our podcast. We've never heard of cinema. So she meets dashing, I guess, Dr. Raaj Kumar. This is where I will say, and I'll just say it now so I can then not say it later again, is I don't get Raaj Kumar as an actor. I don't get his appeal. I don't think he's awful, but I don't get it. I liked him relatively in this movie. I did spend a lot of time with my finger up to the screen trying to cover up the mustache to see if that was my problem. It's not my problem, right? But I don't really get it. But anyway, he's a doctor, surgeon guy. He does have to operate a bit. We spend quite a bit of time with various patients in the one big ward that we see. Om Prakash is kind of the main guy. I didn't catch who was playing the other one who speaks the most.
I don't know either.
I couldn't find him credited, but I thought he was good, whoever he was. And
the grumpy one.
Yeah, Meena Kumari proves her mettle by refusing to let a patient not take his medicine that he doesn't want to take. And she's like, I'll stand there and you can throw it at me as many times as you want. I'm standing here till you take your medicine. And he does.
I thought she was so good in that scene.
She was good in that scene. Yeah. And I feel like we're supposed to understand from that this is a woman with a lot of resolve. She's obviously gotten herself through nursing school and onto Mumbai Shimla for her ocean mountain job.
I mean, they're only like 20 minutes away, really.
Right. Easy commute. Daily commute. And we learned that and while out on the beach, she meets the young sister, played by Naz, of course, of Raj
Mm.
Kumar. A plus for Naz. Love Naz. Always happy to see her. She's so cute as a little girl. I like her when she's older too, but she's just adorable. So then Meena befriends their family. Oh no, Pitu's screen has frozen, so I hope we're okay. I'm just gonna keep going. Oh, maybe there you are. Um,
Ah.
and their mother is played by Pratima Devi, and she is the worst parent. She is a catastrophically terrible parent. And we learned that her husband, their dad, when he died, Nadira's dad helped support this family and actually paid for Raj Kumar to go to England for medical school. So they owe him. And so that is how Raj Kumar comes to marry Nadira, even though he is in love with Meena Kumari. And although he and Meena Kumari have never actually said anything to each
Mm.
other, correct? So it's like, but
Yeah.
it's obvious to everyone, and they're
Hmm.
themselves included. He does not want to marry Nadira. He's already made it clear he does not want a rich wife. That being a doctor's wife is hard, uh, and so he gets, and the mom does the "I want to see you married before I die" thing, and she says, "I will either leave They go to visit in Kashmir, and they will either. She says, "I'll either leave this house with a bride, or I will leave as a corpse."
Hmm.
She gets her daughter-in-law. The marriage is
Well,
terrible.
and even them going to Kashmir was a lie
Right,
because
right.
his mom basically says, "Oh, this benefactor uncle of ours, like he's very sick, and
Yeah.
who knows what's going to happen. We should go to like take care of him and stuff." And that's why Rajkumar takes time off from his medical job to go do that, and only to discover he's perfectly hale and hearty. And this was just a ruse to get him. And I was like,
And
that is very
they've already
disrespectful.
printed up the wedding cards. It's really horrible. But I guess the mall magic works because he goes ahead with it. And now we will enter even more spoilers
Yes.
in case you wish to be unspoiled for this film, although you can probably guess how it's going to go. And indeed, that marriage is terrible. Nadira is really mean. She throws a fuss over, she gets some new furniture and he doesn't want it. And she's like, but it was my money. And he's like, this is inappropriate for a doctor's house. I rewound to look at the furniture to see if I agreed. I have no opinion on the furniture. Do you? It seemed
No.
fine.
Yeah.
Uh, she pitches a hissy fit enough that the daughter, the sister is like, like I behave
Yeah.
better than that, and I'm 12.
Yeah.
Um, and there's just ongoing stuff like the hospital will call for him at night because they need him, and she doesn't want him to leave, or he should go to the movies with her first as planned, and then he can go to the hospital. And eventually her shenanigans about this cause the death of a patient,
Hmm.
and she's like, fine, call me a murderess, and she stomps out of the house. And then Meena Kumari is all sad, meanwhile, because Raj Kumar is still unavailable to her, and he's all sad. Somewhere in here is a hospital fundraiser where I was so confused. They decide they're asking people to support financially the hospital.
Yes.
And then they say, the MC says, here's the head nurse to tell you more about it.
Yeah.
And then she doesn't tell them more about it, but she goes on to introduce a musical interpretation of an Omar Khayyam poem
Yeah. The
or
Rubaiyat.
story or something. And then we opened the stage scene with Raj Kumar doing a sort of interpretive dance to Omar Khayyam.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, now I've seen everything. And I paused and I texted our friend Carla of the Filming Geek blog. And I
Mm.
said, Carla, you know how a lot of Hindi films have a formula, but you never can predict how they're going to carry out the formula? And she goes, yeah.
Mhm.
And I said, I'm watching Raj Kumar do interpretive dance to checks notes, Omar Khayyam.
Right.
And she's like, oh my God, that's amazing. And I
Yeah.
saying, yeah, and he's a doctor. And then she's like, oh, I've seen that movie. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Right.
So, anyways, but then of course, Meena Kumari does the bulk of the dancing and it's lovely and it's fine.
Mhm.
I don't understand how this has to do with hospital fundraising,
Right.
and if they had just said, here's a dance performance, that would have been fine,
Yeah.
but that's not what they said. Anyway, this
It
doesn't
actually made
matter.
me so sad because, like, I love my PCP here, my primary care physician. Her name is Dr. Patel. She's like my age and she's the most adorable person. I love her.
Oh,
And if she weren't my doctor, if she weren't my physician, I would
yeah,
literally ask her out for coffee and be like,
yeah.
can we be friends? Because she's such a doll and she loves Bollywood movies. And like, I was so sad. I wanted to send her this video and be like, Dr. Patel, you gotta do this. You gotta do like a hospital
Or doctors
fundraiser or
dancing.
something.
One of
Yeah.
my favorite doctor is Pakistani American, and
Mhm.
he loves vintage, like 50s Bollywood. And so last time I saw him, he was like, "Tell me you've seen Pakiza." And I was very sad to
Oh.
say I have not seen Pakiza.
Oh,
I
you are
will.
very lucky to have not seen Pakiza.
Well, I know, but I need to at some point. And he was like,
Oh,
you know, and also I would like to be his friend, but he's my doctor, so I can't.
I
Um,
know.
and I like him
These
too
like
much as a
personal
doctor.
professional boundaries so irritating.
So irritating.
So annoying.
Uh, and eventually everybody's sad, no mothers die, by the
No.
way. Then Nadira comes back and she's super pissy, but wearing an amazing, what looks like black and silver, sparkly sort of I am the night sky
Yeah,
sari.
yeah.
She often wears sari blouses with like a little bit of a taller not, I mean, not like a
Hmm.
turtleneck, but a little taller, just gorgeous. And she has her
She looks so
hair
good.
all sorts of different ways that I've never seen her wear her hair
Yeah.
before. It's just, she's amazing. And
Oh,
she,
and that scene at the fundraiser, she's so haughty and
oh, she's
mean.
so haughty.
And she
Yeah.
throws the 5 rupees at Meena
Yes.
Kumari, and Meena Kumari literally says, "Sirf 5 rupees." And she's like, "मैं गरीब doctor की बीवी हूँ." I was like, wow.
Amazing. Amazing.
So mean,
She's
so haughty. Like when I think haughty, I think
really,
Nadira.
she's also slapped the younger sister or made her,
Yes.
no, her tea got cold, and so she like throws it at the little sister, and like, and then the mom won't
She's
believe
such a
the sister
brat.
that that's what happened. This is awful. So eventually she storms back and she demands that Meena Kumari get in the car with her so they can talk. Um, oh, I should say that before this, Meena Kumari has been just so sad over Raj Kumar that that her nurse friends have realized it, and she's so in love and blah 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 blah. Um, and then Nadira has figured out what's going on. They've not like touched each other or anything, right? Like it's very, nothing has really happened, but the emotional
They've
affair
had
is being,
coffee in the
they
moonlight.
had coffee in the moonlight that she made for
So
him
cute.
because nurses are the same as cooks and maids,
Yes.
obviously. Um, and eventually, Meena Kumari gets in the car with Nadira and she goes off on her crazy Kapoor style driving.
Yes.
And Raj Kumar squeals out after them in another car, and Nadira sends the car over a cliff. So again, we have more
Mumbai Shimla.
more falling deaths.
Yes.
And somehow, when the car plunges into the
Ocean.
Kashmiri Ocean, the Shimla Ocean, the Himalayan Ocean, Nadira, I guess, drowns because we never see her again. Amina
I
Kumari's
know.
bobbing along, and he dives in very awkwardly and gets her and carries her out. The end.
Yes, it was so abrupt. I was like, on the one hand, I was so happy that he rescued Meena Kumar because poor Meena. I did not want her to die. I didn't want the
No.
sharks to get her in Mumbai, Shimla, Kashmir. But then he got her out, and I was like, and then it just said the end, and I was like, wait, but where's Nadira? Like, we're not gonna give her like I was expecting like a grand speech or something, like a dying speech at least, where Nadira
Uh,
says, "I am so sorry, I came between two lovers," blah blah. Something I was expecting. It's Nadira. It's not nobody. She was a big name. So I'm expecting something, or at least her dead body, something like some
yeah,
closure.
I did expect to see her body wash up on the beach, but
Nothing.
no.
He just, so what are we supposed to? So I rewound it because I was like, surely I missed something. So I rewound it. No, nothing. So are we just supposed to assume that like she just drowned and he can't be bothered? And he was like, whatever. And then he
Yes,
just takes Meena Kumari out.
I
Where
guess.
did she go?
I mean, now we can have a part two where she wasn't actually dead, and like Rekha, she emerges from the waves, and
Ooh. And it's
Nadira.
not a crocodile, but it's like sharks or something.
Mm.
Oh my. And then there'll be like a fashion walk off.
Nadira would never get a makeover, though. She's good.
That's true.
She's like, I mess with this.
She'd slap anyone who even tried to give her a makeover. She'd be like, how dare you?
One thing that occurred to me while watching this is it too late for there to be a movie about Nadira starring Kangana? Because all I could see when I looked at her was Kangana, which I've noticed before, but I just thought,
Yeah.
I want her to play her. It would
It
be so great.
definitely felt very that when I was watching Rangoon, right? Like
Yes.
that
Yes.
character was so based on, based on her. But yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think there's ever been like a biopic on Nadira or anything like
Pretty
that.
amazing though.
But she was amazing. And one thing that I found interesting about this movie, and I'm curious to see what you think, is a lot of times when we have these movies where there's like the quote unquote paise wali and she's like the spoiled rich girl or whatever,
Mhm.
and she's always like a brat, there's always this very thick underlying misogyny in there where
Oh
she
yeah.
then has to be converted and
Yes.
controlled
Yes.
by the man. But somehow in this movie, I wasn't getting that. I was just getting, this is just a brat who is sheltered, who has nothing to do with her time, just sits around swanning around the house and doesn't understand that she's married a middle class doctor who doesn't have a lot of spare time. And so I
Yeah.
didn't necessarily feel like this portrayal was misogynist. I was waiting for it, but I didn't
Mhm.
really get that impression. And I also wonder if I didn't get that impression because you don't really see Raj Kumar at any point trying to like control her or improve her or anything like
He
that.
slaps her at one point, right?
Yes, that was very bad.
Um,
But I didn't feel like there was necessarily this thing about
he's not invested in
his.
that relationship at all.
Mm,
And this is my issue with this movie really is that she's so broadly drawn.
yeah, she is.
She's so evil that there's or not even be-
She's
wrong.
a one trick
So
pony.
wrong. Yeah, it's kind of it's not very interesting.
Yeah.
So every tension with her could be solved by him saying, "No, I won't. I'm a doctor." And
Right.
you will not, or not that I want to see a husband tell his wife she can't answer the phone in her own home, but also like maybe get a second line that's for the
Mm,
hospital. And I don't know if you could do that in 1960, but like,
right.
so it's so simplistic, her depiction. I felt like that was a little frustrating.
Yeah.
However, I was surprised when she left, kind of,
Mm,
that she left the marriage. And then I was thinking, like, are we actually going to see a divorce? You don't see divorce very often. That would be interesting, but I guess that too would kill Ma because Ma
right.
somehow thinks this relationship is worth saving and everything. I guess
Yeah.
because of the rich dad to whom they feel indebted, whom, by the way, we never see again after we leave
Mm.
Kashmir and he's fine. We don't ever see him. So, huh?
And then at one point, Ma does say that she messed up and that it wasn't the right match and everything. And really, she should have, considered Meena Kumari. So that was like, wow, yeah, like finally you come to this conclusion. But yeah, I wonder why they didn't make Nadira's character more interesting because the woman, she seriously had no redeeming qualities. None.
Not a single solitary one.
Yeah.
She's not, for example, a good hostess because we never see
Mm-mm.
her invite anyone over. She's not like an asset to the hospital board. She doesn't have social connections in this area. So all this is a favor to the dad. And I feel like since she's a Pesawale, she could have married whoever.
Right. Which is the other thing. Like, why does her dad even want her? Well, I guess because like this guy's like a UK trained surgeon. So sure, he's not rich right now, but there's
Might
like
be.
very much a, or maybe the dad was just trying to get rid of her because he knows that she's like difficult.
Yeah.
And he was
Yeah.
like, well, they don't know. They live in Mumbai, Shimla, Kashmir. And so like they don't know what she's like. So what are they gonna do? Like send her back or she's just
Yeah.
gonna come back? It's fine. They can, it can be their problem. Well, remember the dad also says something about he wants to see his daughter married off before he dies too.
Yeah.
So all both the parents are basically just always thinking
Awful.
about their like death.
Just awful. And I guess it
Yeah.
doesn't matter if Nas gets married before her mother dies, but she's really young,
Right.
so that's okay.
Yeah.
This Ma should hurry up and die is all that I can think of. I actually kind of thought the mom might die because then it would be extra important to get Meena Kumari into the house as a
Mm.
nice stepmom type figure, auntie
Yeah.
figure for the daughter. But
Yeah. I did. One of the things I enjoyed about this movie was the fact that when they showed Meena Kumari working as a nurse, they really showed her working as a nurse
Mhm.
because there's so many movies. And I was just for some reason thinking about K3G the other day, as one does, where I was like, how exactly is Rahul rich? Like, because once his father banishes him, like he
Yeah,
doesn't have any money to his
yeah,
own name, and like sure he has an education or whatever, but then you see this palatial home that they're living in London, which is
yeah.
one of the like most expensive cities in the world. And I'm like, what exactly does he do? We see him take his suitcase and leave in the morning, but I don't know what he does. And
Business,
so
business.
exactly. So I at least appreciate the like when movies actually show me people doing
Yes,
the job that they supposedly have,
I
and
agree.
the challenges in the, and then also their interactions with their coworkers and this entire like ecosystem that they exist in. It's very interesting to me. And I like the fact that in Meena Kumari's case, it wasn't shown as just like, you know, I don't have anyone to support me and I need to financially support myself, so I might as well do this thing. She really does seem very like interested in medicine as a
Mhm.
vocation, and she
Oh yeah.
really cares about her patients and she cares about what she does,
Mhm.
and she has ambitions for herself. And I really like that because yes, this is a romantic drama and she cares very much about wanting to be with Raj Kumar and stuff, but it's not like she stops living her life just because she isn't getting him or anything.
Yeah.
She's still committed to her career and her vocation.
And
I
her sad
enjoyed that
singing.
bit a lot. Huh?
And her sad singing.
Yes, and her sad singing. What did you think about Meena Kumari in general in this movie?
I liked her. I really, once I thought about Suchitra Sen, I had a hard time kind of dispelling that, but that is a testament to how much I love her, not about how
Right.
much I don't like Meena Kumari. I thought she's definitely the reason to watch this movie. Oh,
Yes.
Nadira is also a reason to watch this movie, but those two are the reasons to watch this. He is also there. He was fine. I thought like
Yeah.
seemed like that could have been basically anybody. Um, but yeah, she's her, inner resolve is on display at all times, but she's also emotional and lets herself feel some feelings, which is lovely. And you don't really get self-sacrifice in this, which I was
Yes.
also expecting. That is not a trope that is ticked off here. So
Hmm.
that was really nice. Um,
I was expecting Tyag and Izzat, and I got
yeah,
neither, and that was a positive surprise.
I loved that at I'm going to say about two-thirds the way through the film, she goes to the very jovial head of the hospital and says, I want to work somewhere else. And he says, why? And she says, I don't like the weather here and I'm not happy. And he
Yeah.
says, that's not enough of a reason I don't accept your resignation. And I was thinking,
Yeah.
like, so you can't quit a job unless your boss approves of you quitting it? And, okay. We've made some strides in labor. Um, but because that to me was the very obvious thing to do is like take your nursing skills, and you could have lied to him and said, and she already said that she has an auntie somewhere. So you could have said,
Mm.
like, my auntie has moved to blah. I need to go work where she is so I can take.
Yeah.
So I was glad that she did take some action or tried to take some action to help herself out. It didn't work, but she did
Yeah.
try.
Yeah. Yeah, I really liked her. My very initial exposure to Meena Kumari was always through movies like Pakistan, which, for the record, I despise that movie so
Ooh.
much. It is so horrible. It's just horrible. I don't like it. So my initial exposure to Meena Kumari was through movies like that, which is why I used to call her Moaning Myrtle, because
Mhm.
it's just unabashed 3 hours of crying
Yeah.
in those old movies of those certain movies of hers. And one thing I liked about this movie is that even though things are clearly not going as well for her as she would like them to, and she's in love with this unavailable person
Yeah.
and she has to work with him, which is so
Yeah.
hard.
That's
um I like the fact that her performance was very like restrained
mhm.
and not particularly hammy or melodramatic. I felt like I felt like that was like a tightrope to walk, where she has to be emotional enough, as you said, but then she also can't go too over the top. And then she also has a professional demeanor. And I just think that she did that really well. And I was
Yeah.
struggling to think of who else. I did wonder like who else could have done that well. I think Nutan could have pulled it off also. I
Wahida.
think Nargis could have pulled it off. Wahida could have, and we've seen Wahida play a nurse in a movie I really like called Khamoshi,
Mm.
which has Rajesh Khanna in it as a
That
patient.
That I believe is a Bengali original
Mm.
that was remade.
So there's other people that could have done it too, but I'm not complaining that Meena did it. I thought she was good. Like you, I did not particularly have very strong feelings about Rajkumar, but I also don't tend to have strong feelings about him. I do enjoy him a little bit more when he's more like flashy, for lack of a
Like
better
in
word.
Watched, right?
Yeah, like
That's
when
the
he
movie
has
for
more
him, for me.
swagger.
Yeah.
Yeah, like when he has more swagger and when he's like being a little bit of a dick. Honestly, like I kind of enjoy him when he does that because there's not a lot of people who can do what he does. But when he's doing a role like this, I'm just kind of like, I mean, you're not bad, but anyone else could do this. Like, it's fine. Um, and then Nadira, of course, I did enjoy her, but I
Mhm.
did feel like her character, they really should have made her more human. You could have made her a spoiled brat, that's fine, and someone who clearly is not meant to live a more middle class lifestyle. But just make her a little bit more human instead of this caricature, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, can you remember what our listener viewer why they suggested this one, or did you choose this one based on just wanting to see?
Right. Yeah. They
Okay.
had just suggested that, like, they had just said a long time ago that they really enjoy Meena Kumari. Like, she's one of their favorite actresses,
Mhm.
and they've seen so many of her movies, and they kind of encouraged us to, like, give her a shot. And I was like, okay, fine. Like, in the interest of learning, I'll at
Yes.
least try.
Yeah.
And so then I decided that I wanted to watch Sahibi Bir Gulam, and I was like, hey, I'm going to watch it. Do you want to watch it too? And maybe we can do an episode. If not, I'll watch it by myself. And then I was like, oh my God, what is happening? I loved her. And so then I'm kind of been on like a little bit of a mission
Mhm.
to see some of her other movies that she's known for. And I did enjoy this one as well. Did I enjoy it as much as Sahibi Bir Gulam? No, because that one is
So
just,
good.
it's so good. And she's so amazing in it. And she's so beautiful in it. Um, but I did enjoy this one as well,
Mhm.
mostly because I think this is a good representation of like a woman trying to make her own way in the world, and trying to have a career and having her own identity. Because so many times in films, and it's not just an issue of like the 50s or the 60s, even now, we have movies
Yeah.
where the woman has no identity beyond whatever man she is tied to.
Right.
And to me, when I think of this movie, I don't think of her as Meena Kumari, who is in love with Raj Kumar. I think of her as Meena Kumari, the nurse,
Yeah.
who happens to have some romantic entanglements that hopefully she can unentangle.
Yeah.
So I liked it for that aspect. I also do enjoy medical romances.
Ah,
I don't think you've seen this movie, but I do think you should watch it only because of your Shashi and Sharma, because of your Shasha love. You have to do
mhm.
it. It's the movie Swati,
Oh,
where
right. That
where
they're older, right?
yes, they
Yeah,
are
I
older,
need to see that.
and he's a widower, and she is she a divorcee or a widower? She a widow. I think she may be a widow also. I'm not sure,
You need to
but they're
see
both
that.
single, is my point, and they both have grown adult
Swati.
daughters. And he's a doctor, and she's the nurse, and that is also a sweet. I mean, it's Shasha, but older and like in a medical setting. It's kind of cute too.
Oh, it's on Enthusiasm with subtitles. That means I
You
can
should watch
watch it.
it.
I so
Madhuri is such a brat in that movie, by the way.
after watching this, I was, we were joking a few episodes, well, in our Burning Train episode, which just came
Mm.
out about, we were like, you know what, let's just be the retro ladies and vintage ladies and be done with it because odds are better at hitting a movie we like.
Yes,
It's
they
not
really
impossible to
are.
find old movies we dislike. We certainly dislike many old movies. However, I feel like the odds are a little better for us. And we are strong in separate time periods of the
Yes.
past. So that's fun that we can kind of learn, teach each other and whatever. So that's fun. So I was like, what old film should I watch? And then I just sort of dithered around and didn't choose something. But all right, next time I'm gonna watch this. But also really what I wanted was Burning Train Part 2. Like
I
what
know,
has the
right?
same energy as Burning Train? Like nothing has that I know of, nothing has that same energy. So I was like, I need to find like masala to do it, but
Yeah.
I will have to watch Sweaty. On the topic of vintage people,
Mm,
so one of my, sometimes I try to post on Bluesky while I'm
mm.
watching, and I didn't say anything major about this one, but I did say, as I continue my education in pre-1970s Hindi films, Raj Kumar remains high on my list of heroes whose appeal I do not understand. The other one being, of course, Rajendra Kumar, um, who I just find question mark, question mark, question mark. I'm also going to put Manoj Kumar in that list, although I find him more interesting than these two.
Oh my.
Um, because I feel like I don't agree with his values that he puts forward in film particularly, but as an actor, other than the hand thing, like he doesn't bother me. He seems to know what movie he's in, you know what I mean? He's like
Right.
doing stuff. And maybe that's true of these guys too, I don't know. But I said, so for me, for the early 60s, the
Mm,
hero rankings are
mm.
Dharmendra and Sunil Dutt,
Yes.
then Dilip Kumar and Dev Anand. And I know that's shocking to put them lower than those other two, but
No, I would
that's
too.
how I
I would
feel.
too.
And we all know that Dilip Kumar is really a 50s, late 40s, 50s guy
Yes.
anyway. And then I would put Shami, And then it's everybody else
Yeah.
that I've ever seen for the men. The women, I'm like, all of them I love. Please give me more, as we've discussed in some of our earlier
They're all
superstars
amazing.
episodes when we're talking about Vijay Mala and people like that. But yeah, so then someone commented to me. This is a user who goes by Way Too Filmy, which is a fun name, and they said their rankings are Meena, Newton, Dilip, Wahida, and Dharmendra, and
Hmm.
then Dev, Madhubala, and Vijay, then Shami, then Sunil, Raj, and Rajendra.
Mm.
And this person said, Sunil Dutt for me is sincere and grounded, but didn't have the inner shading or spontaneity of the greats. In good films, he's strong, but in weak films, I find him stiff, earnest, and uncompelling. I was like,
I agree.
I can see how that would be true. And I haven't seen enough of him
Mm.
to really say. The things I've seen him in, I really, really like,
Yeah.
but I haven't seen a ton. And I've also seen him in some 70s stuff where he's like older brother who's not as interesting.
Yeah.
So again, maybe that's the kind of what they're getting at.
He's so lovely. I love Sunil Dutt so
Yeah.
much. Um, yeah, I mean, I think that's like a good ranking. I wonder where you or other Blue Sky people would put Guru Dutt,
Oh, yeah.
because that's a big
I
name that's
haven't seen him
missing.
in much, but I do really like him.
Yeah.
Right. What year did he
He's a very
die?
specific flavor.
He died in, oh my gosh. He died in 1964. So yeah,
Mm,
I should have had him in my early heroes um ranking.
yeah.
Early 60s heroes.
There's also Balraj Sahani,
Right, right. I have not
although
seen very
he's
much of
like,
him. He's a little earlier, right?
yeah. And I was actually in the YouTube comments, I was discussing with one of our newer subscribers. Her name, I think, is Monica Ramnath. And she loves Balraj Sahani. And because she
Oh,
told me that she likes the fact that we're like basically retro ladies at this point.
yes.
And she was like, yes, please. And she was like, her favorite era of is the 50s. And I was like, yes, I'm more of a 60s person and I love Shami. And she was like, I'm more of a 50s person. I love Balraj. And I was like, yes, Balraj. And
No
then,
argument there.
huh?
No argument there.
Yes. No, but yeah, so I was reading some trivia about this
Ah,
movie, and of course this movie is known for its amazing soundtrack, especially the title song Dil Apna Preet Parai, and then also Ajeeb Das Na Hai Ye, which
mhm.
is the boat song. And this morning my husband and I were walking our dog, and I told him that he's like a huge movie music buff, and he especially loves the vintage music of this time, right?
Mhm.
So I said to him, do you know that at the Filmfare Awards for Dilipna Preet Parai, Meena Kumari was, of course, nominated for Best Actress. And this movie was nominated for and won Best Music.
Mm.
And he was like, oh, okay, yeah, it's a good soundtrack. And I was like, yes, it is. But it was a huge upset because people were really expecting this other movie to get Best Music.
Mm.
And that, when I tell you the name of that movie, you're going to be like, what? How did that movie lose? And then he was like, which is it? Which is it? Mughal Azam.
Ah.
Mughal Azam lost to Dil Apna Preet Parai for Best Music. And I was like, Naushad was robbed. I mean, yes, Dil Apna Preet Parai, fine, it's like a decent soundtrack, whatever, but you cannot compare it to the soundtrack that is Mughal Azam. I was like, that is
Mm.
absolutely batshit insane. So it's 7 a.m. We're walking our dog. She's getting ready to poop. And the two of us are standing on the side of this, on the sidewalk going, Naushad was robbed. How could they do this? And I feel like that's kind of the power of these vintage movies, that this is a
Yeah.
movie made in 1960. And we're talking about these really old movies in 2026 and arguing about how
Right.
Naushad was robbed and Mughal Azam should have gotten the Best Music Award instead. And I feel like no one cares about the movies that have been coming out in the last 5 years. I don't even care about what's happening right now, but and yet at 7 a.m, I want to yell and scream about how Naushad
About
should have
Mughal.
gotten the award instead for a film that came out, ages
Yeah.
ago. So I don't know.
Specifically.
I don't know what to tell you, but I
Mm.
am firmly enjoying my vintage watchings, and I'm actually very excited for our retro superstar series that we will be starting because
Yes. Restarting and doing some more. Before we leave this one, we do need to talk about a song which starred one Ms. Helen.
yes,
I really
we
liked the Helen song. I thought
yeah
it was really fun, even though it was very much a copy of the Banana Boat
yeah.
song. I was like, oh, hello. We're copying Helen too. Okay.
She was very cute in it.
She's
And
very cute.
while I was very annoyed by Nadira's absolute insistence that her husband should not do his actual job and he should just go to the club with her at all sorts of times,
Mhm.
I'm very glad that she did drag him to the club that one time because we got to see
Mhm.
Helen. So thank you, Nadira, for that one public service you did. You did kill a man, and you did try to kill Meena
'Cause
Kumari.
that's when if he had been operating, I won't tell you who dies because it made me sad,
Yeah,
but yeah.
yeah. But how terrible. It's like he died so Helen could dance. Isn't that terrible?
Well, I was thinking about this hospital in Bombay, Shimla.
Shimla,
Is there only
Ocean
there's
Mountains.
only the one surgeon?
No, no. There is
There is
also
another surgeon.
there's Dr. Verma, which is this guy.
Yeah.
There's also Dr. Roy, and I think there's a third one as well.
Okay.
But I got the impression that maybe he's the one who's the most on call or something. I
Yeah,
don't
it doesn't seem
really
like the
know.
rota
Or
is
maybe
very
he's the
fair.
head surgeon.
Like it is okay for someone not to always be on call. That has to be okay, right? In Bombay Shimla.
Yeah.
Because if unless you're, I mean, obviously if you're a very small town, you have what you have, and then maybe this is what happens. But I just and then the patient was also saying, I want that surgeon.
I know.
You get what you get. I don't know.
I did find that funny, to be honest, where he was like, but I need Dr. Verma. I was like, excuse me?
You
Like,
barely even see Dr. Verma. You see the nurses. Like Dr. Verma does not deign to come to the waiting room all that often, or the ward all that often. So yeah.
I will say I was very happy that Dr. Verma and all the other doctors and the nurses at this hospital do not smoke in the hospital, as some people, such as Vinod
Oh,
Mehra, like to do
he
in
was
Shatrughn
smoking.
Sinha's.
He was smoking, but it was in the hallway.
Okay, in the hallway. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
It's not over a gaping wound or in the operating theater. So this movie ranks fairly well on medical propriety, as far as we
Accuracy.
can tell.
Yeah.
We are not doctors, nor do we play one on TV, but we've
Oh
seen
my
a lot of
God.
stuff on shows.
I need there to be like a podcast. Please tell me that a podcast exists where like actual medical
Oh my
professionals
gosh.
rank
Yeah,
medical
there
shows and
must
stuff.
be.
So my school friend that we went from kindergarten to 10th grade together and we're still friends. She's a radiologist and she's married to an oncologist in India. And she hates all medical TV shows. Like
Sure.
she just hates them. Like
Yeah.
she hates ER, she hates General Hospital, she hates, what is that one that's popular? Grey's Anatomy. She hates all of them. And I was like,
Yeah.
why? I mean, I don't watch them because I don't
Yeah.
like medical shows, but it's like, why do you hate them? She was like, because they're all bullshit. None of it
Yeah.
makes sense. She also hates House MD. Like
Oh,
she
sure.
refuses to watch any medical show.
I can
But I
understand
want
that.
there to be a medical podcast where actual
That
medical
must,
professionals
yeah,
rank.
that must be a thing.
Wouldn't that be fun?
That must be a thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because every YouTube is always trying to get me things like, medieval historian gives commentary on Monty Python and the Holy Grail, or like an actual
Ah,
Egyptologist watches the Mummy or whatever.
yeah.
So yeah, that must exist. I don't know
That
how
would
they
be
have time
cool.
to do it, but that must exist.
So, in your rankings of Bollywood doctors, who would you
Mm.
say is like, if you were, in fact, like, let's
Oh
assume for a
boy.
second that you have a terrible, horrible man who is in love with you clearly for your money and he throws you to the crocodiles.
Right.
God forbid, but
Right.
it could happen, Beth.
It could.
And and you just
I have
need
money and
this.
there are crocodiles near here.
Well, clearly you live in like Illinois, Florida, whatever. It's the
Yeah, yeah,
same.
yeah.
They're like 20 minutes
I'm
away.
just saying.
So in this Illinois, Florida, where you live, and there are crocodiles slash sharks, and then they get to you because of this horrible man who looks like Kabir Bedi, and then you need surgery.
Yeah.
Which Bollywood doctor would you like to perform the surgery on you? And then which head nurse would you like to give you a little sponge bath and you can giggle because it's tickling?
I don't think that you're going to find anything surprising in this, but I think I will take my inspiration from the original, which is Tom Alter as my surgeon, please, because he does such an amazing job. But also, we don't really see him very much, so we don't know what other shenanigans he gets up to. These other guys, I know too
Mm,
much about them, right?
mm,
So I
mm.
don't have as much to go on. Um, I guess I'm going with the devil I don't know rather than the
Okay,
evidence of his handiwork speaks for itself, right?
right.
Um, and
The
then
proof is in the pudding.
yeah, I mean, for my nurse, I'm going to want Suchitra Sen, because she's going to be absolutely no nonsense. And if she happens to have a drinking problem, which she does in one of her movies where she plays a nurse, that's also very entertaining.
Ah, so also alcohol, as we know, is an antiseptic. So if you
Right.
have
There
a
are worse
gaping wound,
problems.
even
Better
if you
that
have a
than the
few,
cigarette.
yeah, I mean, you have some gaping wounds, she'll just pour half of her martini on your
And
face. You'll be
also, her
fine.
drinking problem is because Uttam Kumar didn't marry her. I'm like, I get it. I get it.
But did she get in a party boat and sing a sad song?
No,
But she could. She could. She
she
could. She could take you out
could.
after hours, and you could hang around in your bandages on the boat with her.
Yeah, it might have to be more like a Hooghly River kind of boat, but it
Yeah,
is, yeah, the
I mean,
Calcutta
it could
boat.
be Calcutta, Delhi, whatever. They're the
I
same.
don't think I don't think they I'm trying to remember. I don't think there is a party song in that movie, but it's like an angry party song
Mm.
where he's trying to study and she wants to have her rock and roll friends over and they're like loud and he's like, "Shut up." And she's like, "We
Don't
were
be a
gonna dance."
schwaf.
Yeah. Anyway,
Okay, so you're choosing Tom Atler and Sujitra Sen
I believe
as
so.
your medical team.
I believe
That's
RIP to both of them, but that's who I would have wanted.
that's very excellent. I'm very
Yeah.
happy for you. I
Yeah.
am sad for you that the man threw you to the crocodile slash
Thank you.
sharks in
Thank you.
Illinois, Florida. My
Now, and
sympathies.
unlike Reka, I will confide in my friends that I really have returned from the dead. So
Oh, that's
you'll,
nice.
you'll know. You can help. If I'm going to be in a walk up, you have to be my fashion consultant. Duh.
I have to. And I'm the one who's taking care of your pets anyway. So,
May my
like,
life
duh.
never revolve, hang in the balance of a fashion walk off. I'd be toast. Anyway, who would you choose? Because I know you have an answer for this, and I think I know it's Shami, right?
Of course, it's Shami. Like,
Yeah,
excuse me, it's Shami. And in my dream scenario, I am also bandaged up very
for
sadly
sure.
and crying very much. As we know, this is my hobby. And so I'm crying a lot and I'm absolutely wailing in a wheelchair. And then Shami Kapoor comes to me in a helicopter
Oh,
wearing a satin bathrobe and a
okay.
cigar because it's Shami Kapoor.
Yeah.
Okay. He's not going to show up in a car. Like, let's be real. So he lands on the helipad
Oh,
in
yeah.
his silk dressing robe and his cigar because he was busy.
He was
But I
busy.
called and I
Water
said, I
skiing.
only want yeah. But I was like, I want Dr. Shami, only and only Dr. Shami. And
Yeah.
that phone call was not taken by some other terrible woman. And so he came to my rescue. And so then he comes and then he does the chocolate brownie patches on my face and everything. And, he's smoking his cigar the entire time, but I'm okay
Did
with
he
that.
put on a white coat or is he still in his bathrobe?
Vaguely, like he tried,
Because
but
I feel
like,
like
you
he'd be
can't
walking down the
contain him.
hallway very busy, like, and someone would come
Very
behind
busy.
him and like put the coat on,
Yeah.
dress him while he
And he'd
walks.
shrug it off a little bit and wear it a little bit askew to be
Sure.
fashionable. And if he was really bored, like maybe my surgery is taking too long and like he's bored, he has things to do. He might like put some music on, he might shimmy around the
Mm.
operation theater a little bit. And
Yeah.
if my
Oh,
anesthetic was not really deep, I might
ooh,
start shimmying a
ooh.
little bit also. This is a very dire
So
scenario.
dangerous.
Very dangerous. And then I feel like my nurse would probably be Zinat Aman
Ah,
because I want a glamorous nurse, very glamorous. And she would be in like a very beautifully, stylishly cut nurse's outfit and like a hat, a little jaunty hat at an angle. And there
like
would
in
be
Dawn.
sequins. Yes. And there would be
Okay.
sequins everywhere.
Okay.
Sequins. And I am not opposed to her having a martini either. I'm not opposed to drinking nurses. And I don't think she would do much, but she would give face.
Sure.
She would give very good close ups.
Useful documentaries.
Yeah. And then if they want to burst into a song and dance number during my recovery, I'm sure it would only help me. So
And I'm
they're
sure with
medical
your
professionals.
eventual success in the walk off, you will have
Mm.
absorbed some of Zenat's face giving while you're
Yes,
under anesthesia. So actually, she's helping you in that way as well.
she really is. She's showing me how to live.
Hmm. Hmm.
So, I mean, this podcast is very pro science.
Yes.
We are very pro medical
Yes.
world, medical professionals. We
Hmm.
support all of these things.
Hmm.
So, very pro science podcast.
Hmm.
Okay. Do you have any parting thoughts on the Apna or Preet Parai? Do you like the title? It means the heart is mine, but the love is yours, which I don't know how that works, but I like it.
Yeah, I was trying to I was thinking about that. Um, sure.
Okay.
It does imply that something's not lining up right, which
Yes.
is true.
There's an unfairness
Yeah.
in that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some indignation.
Yeah.
But
I My one extra thought about this movie is I believe this movie has not been remade, which seems kind of surprising to me because it does, as you were saying, tick so many boxes. And if I were to remake it now,
Mm,
uh, I would want Kangana in the Nadira role. I think that would be
yes.
great. And I didn't really get very much further than that in my casting, but I think
Mm.
you know, I think that would be who's like a dude who's like fine but not that exciting that can be the doctor.
I was gonna say Ranbir Kapoor should do Raj Kumar's role because he can play vanilla real
Yeah, he
good.
could do that. He could do
You
that. And
know,
then our nerd, who would our heroine be?
I don't know.
Like who's the champion crier right now?
I don't think anyone is. We're the criers. The audience is crying.
Bring Ronnie back. I mean, I think hmm, I don't hate that. But I don't need her to do it either. But yeah,
No.
yeah. I I don't know, maybe this is of a different time, but the basic elements are things that we see, so why not?
Yeah.
They'd have to figure out which city they're actually in, and that would be a little disappointing, but you know,
But maybe they're trying to say that it's so universal.
right.
Maybe they're saying this could be anywhere. This could be Timbuktu. This could be Hawaii. What are borders? What are boundaries? What is
Oh,
geography?
I want Imran Khan to come back and be the doctor. I know he's retired
Oh,
or whatever, but I think he'd be very good as the doctor.
okay. I think it could be good. I
Karina,
mean, who?
Karina,
Oh,
as our
yes, she
nurse.
was a very good doctor in Urta, Punjab.
Yes. All right,
So
that's
she
my
could be a
guess.
good nurse. She could be a good
Karina,
nurse.
Imran.
But then if she's going to be a nurse, then we can't have Ranbir as the doctor
No, no,
anyway.
no.
So
It'll have to
then
be Imran Khan.
Imran Khan is
Yep.
fine. Yeah,
Yep. Yep. Yep.
okay.
Yep. All right.
Sounds
This does
good.
not need to
Perfect.
happen. Like I'm not putting Vava Productions couch change behind
Mm.
this, but if anyone wants to, here are some ideas.
Okay. We are medical professional consultants as well as film consultants. We
I
wear
don't know
many
how we
feathers
get
in
any
our cap.
sleep.
I think we're just monsters because we're only children, Beth. That's the problem.
That's right. What's our next vintage ladies movie going to be?
I don't know. We have to go down our list and
Yeah.
start looking at the people's. We have it in our Google Drive, so there's so many
Yeah.
wonderful people that we can talk about.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay. That I think concludes this episode of Filmy Ladies. If you have seen Dil Apna or Preet Parai, then please let us know what you think. If there are any other Meena Kumari movies you like, please let us know because I'm very much on a Meena Kumari kick right now. What are your thoughts on Raj Kumar?
Yeah. I
Because
really want to know that for sure.
yeah, I don't feel like neither Beth nor
But
I have
why?
like a very strong,
Yeah.
huh?
But why? Why
Well,
is he?
have you seen Saudagar, the Subhash Ghai movie
No.
that has okay, it's been Manisha Koirala's debut and it has Vivek Mishran in it. Fun fact, I used to call him Vivek Mushroom because his hair was like a mushroom cut. Um, and Raj Kumar is in it, and so is Dilip Kumar, and they're the
Oh,
older feuding
sure.
people, and
Oh,
they're
I can
such
see that.
brats,
Yeah.
but they're very entertaining. And
I
every
can see
time Raj Kumar is on screen, he's just like footage khana, like he's just like going for it. He's
that.
going absolutely ape shit. And that movie is absolutely billed as like this, love story between Vivek Mushran and Manisha Koirala, but they're so useless that the movies really, you
Mm,
should watch it for Dilip Kumar
for the
and
dad.
Raj Kumar just going at it.
Okay.
But anyway, that is what I think of when I think of Raj Kumar.
Nice.
So anyway, we will see you next week. Thank you for watching. Bye.